All right, so in this drill, we're going to talk about playing first base correctly. All right, this is really, really good for young players. It makes a huge difference being able to receive the ball correctly at first base. It gives them a whole heap more range that they didn't even know they had. So playing first base correctly is really, really important and really, really beneficial. And you can have some real quick wins being able to do this for a younger team. So what we want to talk to them about, we assume that they already know where to stand in first base. You can see I'm using a very small area here. If you wanted to explain to them their positioning, a good easy positioning trick I like to tell them is to take 5 steps towards second, big steps, and 3 steps back. And that's a pretty good position for them to start in. All right, the other thing we want to explain to them is that they need to be the fastest person on the planet when the ball gets hit to somebody else. There's 2 things that are going to happen when you play first base on an infield hit. Either the ball's going to come to you or the ball's going to go to someone else, okay? If the ball comes to you, alrighty, we field the ball just like we've been practicing before. We run to the base, we hit the inside of the base and bounce off, and we look for another play. Okay, very important that we teach them to do that, because a lot of kids, especially young ones or even some older ones, are going to pick it up, make the play, and look at mum and dad in the crowd and think, look how great I was, I got an out, while the runner runs from second to third. Okay, so very important, we make the play, bounce off the bag, look for another play. Alrighty. The other thing that can happen is the ball gets hit to somebody else. And if the ball gets hit to somebody else, we need to be the fastest person on the planet, get into that bag. I like to tell them that I want you to be on the bag before the ball even gets to the player who's fielding it. Okay, but there's a way to do that as well. So we're ready to go. Ball gets hit to somebody else. We sprint to the bag, and I tell them to put their heels on the bag, on the inside of the base. Okay, that way we allow the runner their running lane as well. We point our toes to wherever the ball went. So for example, the ball went to the second baseman, we point our toes at the second baseman. Ball goes to shortstop, ball goes to third baseman, we point our toes at the ball. Okay, and what we want to teach them is very important, is that we step to the ball to catch the ball. Our front foot needs to land when we catch the ball. We get our eyes as close to behind the catch as we can, just like we do when we're fielding. Okay, and we step to the ball, not the player who's throwing the ball. Okay, if we step to the player who's throwing the ball and the ball goes over here, well then we're all off balance. Third baseman's throwing me the ball, but it goes this way, I can step and catch the ball this way. Or it goes to this side, I step to the ball and I can catch it this way. So now I've already increased my range to this much. Okay, so we step to the ball, foot hits the ground when we catch the ball. Okay, other thing we want to do when we're waiting, we want to make sure that we've got our knees bent and we're on the balls of our toes. Just in case the ball goes above our head, we can jump. Okay, so once we've explained that, we want to practice the 3 types of catches. We're either catching straight on, we're catching forehand, or we're catching backhand. Okay, important that our back foot stays on the base. Alrighty, so this is where we would progress to practicing those drills. And remember, stepping to the ball. So you just get a coach, nice easy flips. Again, team lines up behind the cones. I'd probably do 3 at a time for this one. And I'd give them one straight to them. I'd give them one over here, and then I'd give them one backhand. And then we'd move on to the next person. So like this is a coach flips the ball. Yep. Boom. That's a forehand. Straight on, sorry. And then we go this side. Step to the ball. Eyes behind the ball. We go backhand. Step to the ball. Eyes behind the ball. So we step forehand. Eyes behind the ball. Again, straight to me. Eyes behind the ball. Okay. And then backhand. Eyes behind the ball. Boom.